I just want to say, Seattle fans, I love that you're very passionate about your football team. Seattle fans love their team with, oh my goodness.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to our first episode of the Daily Vibes podcast. I want to introduce Jose
What's up? What's up?
and AJ.
How's it going?
I'm Jaden, if you guys don't know. We're starting up this podcast called Daily Vibes. It was actually AJ's idea. We actually recorded an episode New Year's of last year. We recorded our first trial episode, and then things got a little bit busy, and we didn't really do much after that. But we are back, and we are ready to start making these podcasts. So we just want to talk about all sorts of kind of stuff, things that are going on in our lives and everything. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited.
Dude, no, this is dope.
Yeah,
This is sick.
it's gonna be really sweet. So a couple things I want to talk about. Is first of all with this podcast, we're gonna try to make this I want to say weekly thing. Try to pump out as many of these as we can. I personally think doing podcasts are great because we do this kind of stuff all the time, but we never record it. And I was like, how dope would it be if we just actually, sat down and recorded this kind of stuff?
I literally feel like we can have our own TV show. I feel like if we recorded our lives into what we do on a daily basis or just whenever we're around each other, it can honestly be a reality TV show.
Bro, I kind of regret it, but I wish I would have filmed more of the wedding. For those of you who don't know, I just got married.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations.
But no, that day was super sweet. And I wish I would have recorded more. I was just, it was a good thing because it was a good thing to remember all the moments and not be, trying to film everything. But that would have been something really cool to film. But the reason why we're doing this podcast, I wanted to kind of tie it into my business that I'm starting. I don't think my business is going to be officially released, so you guys might be getting an inside scoop from this podcast. But I'm releasing a brand and business called Different. And this is actually the shirt I'm wearing, the Going Ghost. This is a founder's edition. I know you guys have a couple shirts, but I'm starting a bunch of things with this company, a podcast, which is mostly owned by Daily Vibes, AJ Browse, sponsored by my company, Different. So we have a podcast, not too many, but I want to do some vlogs because we do some crazy cool stuff. In the duck game, I definitely want to vlog that.
Yeah, I know. So we have the duck game coming up against Utah. So that's something.
Yeah, and we all get to go.
need to
Me, AJ, Jose, my wife, Cole. We're all gonna go. We're actually taking a party bus up there. Dude, it's gonna be sweet.
Yep, baller style.
It's gonna be a fun game too. So I thought it'd be cool to vlog that and kind of film that just for fun. But
That's what I actually think that'd be a great idea to start doing. Maybe in it, we film the things that we go out and do, say that we get a couple of clips while we're at the game, and then later on showing you guys what the actual experience was like.
Yeah.
Because listening to it and not seeing it are two completely different things.
I know for you, we've been to the spring game, which if you don't know what
Multiple times,
the
yeah.
Duck spring game is, it's right before the season starts, and they do a scrimmage game against each other. And we went to lots of those together.
Bro.
But you've never been to an actual duck game.
I have never been to an actual duck
Completely
game.
different. Completely different.
Yeah, no, I can't say that. I went to the Civil War last year, but
I know. That was
Sick.
at Reeser, huh?
yeah, it was sick. Yeah, no, it's a sick ass environment. It's so dope. All the people there, tailgating and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool vibe.
Yeah, the tailgates is what's the coolest part. Right before the game, before you go inside or even after you've gone inside, walking around all the tailgates and the whole parking lot in Eugene, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
dope.
It's sweet. But so yeah, tying off of that, doing some vlogging videos. I'm releasing a clothing brand coming up soon. So I want to do a bunch of cool stuff for that. And I feel like this podcast would be a great way to kind of tie all those different things together. So
Heck yeah.
yeah. So go more off of the whole brand thing. I've been wanting to do this for a while to start my own company. And the biggest thing was like trying to like think of like the meaning of it. Like, why am I wanting to start a company? Of course, I have all these ideas. I want to do videos. I want to do podcasting. I want to do stuff like that. But like, why though? And the biggest thing for me is my brand's called different. You know, I want to do things differently. Like with this house, like,
Recently just bought a
Yeah,
baby.
you just bought
that's
a
another
house.
thing too. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
actually filming in my house that I just bought, which is, you know what's insane? I just thought about this. I just thought about this the other day when we filmed our beta of the podcast on New Year's. We talked about me wanting to buy a house and how I was looking to buy a house, and I was getting close to like starting the process, and like we were envisioning it in that podcast, talking about it. And now
No
that we're actually here,
way.
it's insane.
Now that
That's
he brings that
sick.
up, I
Yeah.
actually remember that.
Yeah, that was cool. But I grew up watching a lot of YouTube, and I feel that YouTube, you could learn anything on YouTube, dude. Like a lot of stuff. And so I watched a lot of YouTube content, and me growing up, like seeing all the creators, especially like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I know some people don't like them, some people do. I think they're two smart ass dudes.
No,
They-
definitely.
yeah.
I feel like they're very innovative in what they do, in any aspect that they do. You know, whether it's fighting or anything, bro. They do a lot of stuff.
It's the attraction that they bring. See, they know that people don't like them, honestly. And I just want to say I love them. Every single time Jake had a fight, I was always Team Paul. But the attraction that they bring, it's either people want to see them win or people want to see them lose. And a lot of the time is people want to see them fail just because of what they do. But in what they're doing is they're selling their tickets. They're making their money off of the energy that the people are feeding onto them. They're smart.
Yeah.
Like they know how to sell a show.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them now. I think Jake is gonna have a fight in November, right? And then
Yeah, it's coming up
Logan
soon.
Paul is about to wrestle. Logan Paul is about to wrestle Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal title.
Yeah, it's
Like,
insane.
look at that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but the biggest, like, watching that kind of content growing up, like, I told myself when I get a house, like, I want my house to be different, you know? I want to, like, set up my house to where it's like a content type house, you know, something like
Yeah.
that. I want to, like, run a business out of my house. Like, it's just so cool, like, having you guys over, like, all the time and just being able to, like, have our own space to do this kind of stuff has been sweet. And so,
it's super dope, bro. It's
yeah,
a dope idea.
I'm ready to just take full advantage of it and do this kind of stuff. So,
Heck yeah, dude. You gotta build a foundation and then grow from there.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, kind of bouncing off, so we'll stop talking about that for a little bit. And so this podcast, of course, we're going to be talking about, you know, the business and all that kind of stuff. I also want to dive deeper into, like, not like worldviews, but just kind of how our generation is going. Because me, myself, I'm a quiet guy, but I'm a big observer. And I see a lot of things that have been going on with, like, our generation and, like, kids our age. And I think
Yeah.
there's a lot to, like, dive into and stuff about that. So I want to do some episodes kind of going into that, talking about that kind of stuff and everything. And one of the things is, like, buying a house. Like, a couple people that I'm friends with, like, asked me, like, yo, how'd you buy a house? Like, lots of people don't know.
A lot of
the
people
processes.
don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't really know the whole, like, step by step to really buy a house.
Yeah.
And right now, especially how market is, like, everything is insanely priced for no reason at all, obviously. But you know, everyone learns eventually, like, through time, like, what decisions are best for them. And, like, sometimes buying a house isn't really, like, the best choice. But you know, I'm really glad it worked out for you, and you definitely, like, bought a really nice house that definitely has a lot of potential.
Oh, yeah. It's got a huge yard, dude. I'm excited about
The
that.
backyard is huge. You can definitely have a lot of stuff back there.
Yeah, it was definitely sweet. We spent a good amount of time, you know, fixing it up and making it to the way we wanted to. So I'm super happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
So we used to actually chilled in this room, like, back when we first bought the house, and, like, it was all under construction. Me and Kiana would just sit in this living room, and, you know, it was all, like, opened and wood and just all sorts of like construction based stuff. But we would just sit here and like envision things, and
I know.
It turned out exactly how we thought it would.
No, I feel like it turned out a lot better.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely
Yeah,
looks
no,
better.
it's definitely dope.
Yeah.
Dope environment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I want to dive deep into that kind of stuff and everything, but on this episode, just kind of just testing out the waters. So figured we talk about. So we just actually got done. We do this every Saturday. We come over here, we watch the Duck game, and then we kind of chill after that. And I thought, well, what a better time to start doing our podcast than right after the game. So let's kind of dive into the football game. I know it was a good football game. A lot to take from that, but they played Arizona. It was kind of a blowout. It wasn't necessarily a blowout, but I mean, it went pretty bad. But Bo Nix, lots of people didn't think Bo Nix was going to do that good for the Ducks, but he sure is putting on a show.
That was just game one, right? The potential in that kid is just growing and growing and growing. That man, last week ran for 140-plus yards, first Oregon Duck quarterback to do that since 2009. And then today, like, oh my goodness, like his stats, I remember like it was like the middle of third quarter, and his stats was like 17 for 20, almost 300 yards. I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns today?
Yeah, 3.
I'm honestly, Bo Nix is a very underlooked player in college football. He knows how to run an offense. It just takes time. Obviously, the Georgia game, everyone started giving up, wanting answers, right? But by the time that second game came, they got unranked and then got ranked again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if Bo Nix can pull off a stunt like that and then show that first game was a fluke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah.
I have confidence.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Bo's nice with it, bro. He threw 265 yards today with 3 touchdowns. It was lit.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'm excited to watch him when we go.
Yeah,
see the
no,
Utah
definitely
game.
live. I have not watched him. I've watched everyone else,
Yeah.
including Marcus, which is dope.
Yeah, you guys just went to the Falcons game.
Yeah, we went to the Falcons
Seattle.
game here in Seattle. Definitely passionate fans there, bro. They are very passionate there. They it's the Hawk Nest, man.
I know. Tell them about your experience going up there in Falcons jerseys up in Seattle.
Oh, dude, it's just like the amount of like looks that we got. Me and AJ, it was insane. Like, you gotta let them know about that one dude later on. But
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just want to say, Seattle fans, I love that you're very passionate about your football team. Seattle fans love their team with, oh my goodness. But the one thing that I was very annoyed of, this was my first game ever going to. Very excited. I get to see my favorite football team, not to mention grew up an Oregon fan. And Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. You know what I mean? It was like a dream come true. So I was really, like, didn't matter win or lose. I was going to enjoy that game, right? But these... And it was all the older people, too. Because when we first walked in the stadium, all the younger cats were coming up, shaking our hands, giving us knuckles. Hey, have a good day, have a good game, Like, they're like, hey, best of luck, have a good game, blah, blah, blah. This, like being all friendly. As soon as we get in this elevator, like, get up in this elevator to, like, go up to our seats, is when everything just started going downhill. Yeah, no, you know what I mean? It's like people started coming up to us and yelling, screaming, like, Seahawks, like, in our face. Like, and I totally get it. We're the visitors, you know what I mean? Friendly competition, you know what I mean? But it was... How many times? You know what I mean? You would think, the first go... we probably got approached more than 100 times, and it was all older people. like screaming at us, like, get out of here, you don't belong here, that jersey's trash, burn it. Like, you know, like there was a guy who actually flipped my hat off. I was wearing a Falcons hat, and he came up to me and flipped it off and like did a little strut when he walked away. While me and Jose were sitting down watching the game. The score was what was the score? It was 28-24.
It might have been. I definitely remember it was in the fourth quarter.
The Seahawks were up by not that many points. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, me and Jose are sitting there watching the game. We're in it because, like, the play is right here. They're on our side of the field. We're in it. It's very visible. And then all of a sudden, a man walked up to Jose and stared at him. He was wearing a Seahawks jersey. Staring at Jose for about a solid 3 seconds before we actually turned and acknowledged him. Yeah, and he looked right at Jose and just flipped him off, like full on, like the longest finger I've probably ever seen in my life. Like literally flipped him off. Like it wasn't like it was like hardcore. You know, like that finger had some power to it. You know, like
yeah, no, he definitely meant that. He meant that finger, and we tried looking for the cat after the game.
Actually, like Jose. And Jose ended up laughing like after like 2 seconds of him doing it. And then Jose said, come and see me when the game's over. Come over here and see me when the game's over. We're losing, right?
Yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, the Falcons score and we're up. But the Seahawks have about, a minute to score.
They had enough.
And all of a sudden, Richie Grant came out of nowhere and got the pick to save the game. And as soon as that happened, I remember us like standing up and like screaming like, let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, that's game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all these Seattle fans, F you, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're lucky, blah, blah, blah. Come over here and say that to my face. But it was just out of pure excitement. We ended up like chilling out because we didn't want to make anybody mad. But then we ended up turning around. The guy that flipped off Jose, we watched him walk back to his seat. So we knew exactly where he was sitting. He was sitting behind us. When we stood up and turned around, he was nowhere to be seen. He was gone. He let, and it's like he knew.
Yeah.
And I hope that he sees this, you know, and then like reaches out, and then it just explain to us, you know, why did you have to do that?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to know why you flipped me off, bro. Like, I definitely knew we had it in the bag. I just like it was just so funny, bro. It was a great game though overall. Like our seats were good, bro.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I've never been to an NFL game.
Yeah, no, it was pretty dope. It's apparently the loudest stadium there.
Oh, it was like the second, bro. Our ears were burning.
Yeah, no, they're pretty loud there, bro.
Yeah. That's how it is at Autzen too. That's why I'm excited to go back. Dude, it's been a couple years since I've been there, but yeah, when I went, it was the last time I went to a Duck game was when Oregon played against UCLA when Chip Kelly. It was his first year as a head coach.
No way, you went to that game?
Yeah, dude, it was an awesome game.
I bet, like just Chip, you know, going back to what was this in Eugene?
Yeah, it was in Eugene.
Oh, okay.
So it was the first time we played UCLA as Chip Kelly as the head coach.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be that his first time playing Oregon was at Oregon.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
and I was at that game, and it was sweet, dude. But
yeah,
it gets loud. Like when people go, oh, and they got the O's up, like, you know, second, third quarter, whatever,
no.
big play, and you feel the ringing in your ears. Yeah, it's sweet. So I can only imagine an NFL stadium with thousands more people.
Insane. Like when I first looked at the stadium, like up close, because you can see it like driving through Seattle and stuff, but once you see it up close and like actually like, you know, see it in front of you, you're like, dude, this is huge. Like it's a big stadium, dog. It's huge.
I remember the view, like where our seats were. Dude, we got the literal whole view. So we got to like see like the jumbotron and like the big sky view because it's an open like arena or you know open stadium. And I remember seeing the Space Needle in the background and like all these huge buildings and everything just looked so big. It looked like a picture. Like you looked off into the distance and it just looked like a straight picture. Like it was so awesome, dude. Like the Jets like jets flying over the top, and like Sue Bird was there, and she was like 20 yards away from us, like she was raising the 12 flag, dude. Like we got to see Sue Bird, like Seattle legend, like bro, that like dude, like that was awesome. Like we got to see a lot of people. There was a lot of celebrities there, like that they were showing on the jumbotron. It was just like,
dude, no, Sue Bird, come on. Yeah, no, Sue Bird, bro. Like Kobe Bryant arguably the Kobe Bryant of the WNBA. Yeah, pretty lit. It was dope. Super loud. A lot of people knew automatically who that was, and yeah, no.
The entrance that she got.
Yeah, dude, they gave her a whole ass video and stuff. It was sick.
That crowd was going crazy when she
Nuts.
came out. Dude.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I saw it on the TV. It was pretty wild.
Oh, it was on the TV?
Yeah, it was on TV. Yeah, they showed her, you know.
I keep forgetting that, like, you know, we were on live TV that game. Like, people were watching that on TV, and we were watching that in person, bro. Way bigger difference, bro. That is so intense. Where we were sitting, we were able to hear the smacking of the helmets, like, of the pads, like, people, like, down there on the field yelling, like.
You guys were pretty high up, too, so.
Like, it looked like we were high up, like where our seats were, but bro, they were such good seats. Like, literally, we were like, you know?
That's good.
Like,
That's
I don't
sweet.
think there's really a bad seat in there.
dude, the first NFL touchdown we've ever witnessed is Marcus
Marcus
Mariota
Mariota.
running it in. Like,
Had to.
it's awesome.
Pretty sweet.
Like, you know, Drake London went off, Kyle Pitts. I love Cordell Patterson. And I also love that backup running back Tyler Algier out of BYU. Like, that dude's a stud, and he's starting this week because Cordell Patterson is hurt, and they're facing the Buccaneers. I'm nervous about it.
Bro.
I saw that Herbert got taken off the injury-prone list.
Bro, that's been like the season of my fantasy. We have a fantasy league going on
Yeah,
between all of us, and bro, like my fantasy is just injury. Like I just
Yeah,
can't
no.
win, bro.
Who's all on your team?
I'm loading up right now. I know I got Herbert as my starter quarterback. I got Derrick Henry as my running back. He's been all right, bro. Like he's been putting up some points for me, but there's been like the first 3 games. Definitely he didn't do much for me. But they play against Washington, so I don't know. I don't know if I should start him because it's at Washington too.
Oh damn.
And Washington's pretty good this year.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of nervous this week because I face AJ.
Oh,
This
dude,
week.
AJ's undefeated in our
And I am
fantasy
too.
league. Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah. Jose's
Oh,
undefeated,
shoot.
too. We're both
Yeah,
4-0.
we're both 4-0.
Oh, I got to see this matchup then.
Yeah, so
I need to explain this, right? How many people are in our league?
I think it's 8.
8 people?
7, 8.
Yeah,
8 people.
8.
8 people. So we all made this made this deal. Like, okay, everyone gets one player that you automatically get to choose based on where you rotate in the draft, right? Like everyone gets to call that player, like whatever player you want. First round, but as soon as the second round starts, it's all free for all. I feel like my team honestly stole this draft, like class. Like you look at all the people that I picked up, and my team looks like a kid stole his mom's credit card and bought his own ultimate team on Madden.
Yeah, I don't know how you got all those good players.
But honestly, I don't want to say I tricked you, but I gave a trade. I gave a trade offer to Jose, and I traded him DK Metcalf and Josh Jacobs for Justin Jefferson, and he said yes, and he agreed to it. And that honestly is probably what set me up for success here. Because I mean, Lamar Jackson. I got Lamar Jackson as my starting QB. I got Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley. And this is where everything is just hitting, bro. Because my first pick, I picked up Cooper Kupp. I traded DK and Josh Jacobs for Justin Jefferson. And at my tight end, I got Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? And it's like Travis Kelce every time is always... Excuse me. He's a top 3 tight end in the league. You know, Cooper Kupp, number 1. Justin Jefferson, top 5. I want to say he's number 4 in the league. Jay Jettis. And then Saquon Barkley on his comeback season, and he's actually tearing it up pretty good. Like, I want to say he's like a top 10 rank. He's actually position ranked as 1. Look at that. Dude, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 position ranked 1 players on my team, bro. And Lamar, Saquon, Cooper Kupp, and Travis Kelce.
Bro, even like your bench players too are pretty good.
Oh, and my kicker. And then my defense is position ranked too. My bench, like I got Cordell Patterson, and I wanted to start him this week, but he's on the injury reserved. I got Michael Thomas on my team as well, and I would put him in my flex, but he is out against Seattle. I think they're not going to play him because they're pretty confident they're going to get the W. And that's not shame on Seattle. I'm just saying if you look at the difference, with the build around of the two teams, like you look at the Saints, they really tried to focus. They focused this offseason on their defense, and they focused their draft class on their offense. You know what I mean? And Seattle is on that rebuild right now, just as well as a lot of teams, Carolina, Atlanta. I would say the Colts are in a rebuild process, trying to figure out what they're trying to do right now. Love you, Matt Ryan, MVP. But I would say Seattle's best quality. I'm not going to include the offense. I'm not going to include their defense or their special teams. I'm going to put their fans, bro, because that stadium gets loud. And I guarantee you that, those fans intimidate the other football team with how incredible. Dude, their fan base.
Loud.
Dude. They love their team. But the Saints, they got a good defense. They got I want to say when everyone's healthy, when Kamara is healthy, when Thomas is healthy. Who's their QB? Jameis Winston? It's Jameis Winston. So it's hit or miss kind of a day. You know what I mean? But
it's depending on if he ate his weenies that morning or not.
Oh yeah, because he's been trying to eat those W's. But bro, what I'm excited with the Falcons and Buccaneers game, the Buccaneers and the Falcons are both 2-2, right? And I also want to point out, ESPN ranked Atlanta as the worst team to enter this year. And the last 2 weeks, they projected them to lose, and they won against Seattle and the Browns. So you guys really need to decide what is best for business, and it's that ATL, baby. Rise up.
I'm saying it now. Falcons are going to beat Tampa Bay this week.
You think they're going to win? I love that.
So. I think it'll be close, but yeah, I think they will. I think it'll be
I think it's going to be close. I think the Falcons' defense is very underrated.
I think, yeah.
They're their first couple of games, they faced the Rams, and they only lost by 4 points. And then they faced the Saints, and they lost by a point, right? They got and they should have won that game because that Saints defense blocked the game-winning field goal, honestly. And you already know my kicker was going to ace that shit. But, yeah, bro, both of the losses that Atlanta lost to is close games, bro. 4 points, 1 point. They beat the Seahawks by how many points? Was it 10 plus? I don't think it was.
Two tutties or something.
Was it? I don't know. I don't remember. But, and then they beat the Browns by field goal by 3 points, right? So,